Hey everyone, it's me Giovanni, and today I thought I wanted to make another video about something else, but I was like, never mind. We're just gonna still talk about FNAF because people just love shoving theories down our faces, down our throats. But some theories make sense for a more simpler explanation for everything that's going on in the game series, which I appreciate, I respect, and I am so thankful for and relief because many people with their many theories about these certain games and the story just melts my brain. It makes me so frustrated, and this guy actually gets it.
Following points. What was the true ending of FNAF Security Breach?
Yes.
What was the true ending of Ruin? Did Gregory actually betray us? Walk through previously odd behavior in Security Breach, randomly showing up and making it so Freddy can't see her. But this mask is slightly different looking, having brown over its left eye. So sure about that, because in the comic pages we collect, it's all white, meaning this is a different mask. In fact, it's the Help Wanted mask, which I don't know what that...
Thank you, sir. Thank you, because I obviously know that is also the Help Wanted mask. I mean, do people even have people even remembered the previous games that they played, like, ever? I don't fucking know.
...means for the canon, but it's that one. Other examples that prove this theory are the previously mentioned comic pages. These comics are littered around the Pizzaplex, depicting all of the endings from their... wasn't drawn because sword piercing the Princess Quest agreeing with this theory, and it's the fact that all the animatronics are broken. Roxy is a given, she needs to be destroyed, but not both. During Security Breach, you make a choice between Phaser Blast and Monty Golf. This leads you to Onyx and ended from an ending, and this is stupid. But just an ending. Now, you're probably thinking, that's stupid. You're stupid. This is stupid. But just give me a moment to explain, and I think you'll understand what I mean. So, if the Free Vanny ending were the real ending, then it would leave Peepaw Afton in the blob down under the Pizzaplex, untouched by us.
Right.
And even if Peepaw Afton never existed, which is a theory going around currently, due to the circumstances, the blob does. We see him on our way down the stairwell. Or I guess the Tangle, as stated in the files. And in the Afton ending, we find Afton and the blob chilling under the Pizzaplex. But Vanny is nowhere to be seen. Both endings lack something that the other provides.
Yes.
The thing I just picked up on is the similarities between Tangle and Mangle.
It's more likely because the blob-like Tangle head, the bear, is literally Funtime Freddy's head. And Funtime Freddy has purplish pink color around some of his head, especially the inside of his ears. So it wouldn't really matter.
Their names are one thing. Picture them from Glitch Trap's control. Picture the events as follows. Gregory completes the Princess Quest arcade, thus saving Vanessa from Glitch Trap's control.
I actually
Vanessa,
like
aware
this.
of how capable Gregory is, informs him of the existence of Burn Trap or the Mimic under the Pizzaplex, and asks for his assistance keeping them out of public
Burn Trap is Afton.
Vanessa also tells him that he would need all of the animatronic parts to get down there. So they go and dismantle the final animatronic, whether that be Chica or Monty. It's actually a trap set by Vanessa and Gregory. But that's for a different time. Once they get down there, they take care of Afton and let him get taken away by Tangle. They know about the Mimic because of Vanessa's time as Vanny. So they create mexes to trap the Mimic until Cassie unknowingly releases it. Now, I don't think that Burn Trap is the Mimic, but I'll talk further than that when I do the Mimic in the second part.
It's okay.
What I do believe is that the Glitch Trap virus went from Bernie Boy to the Mimic after Tangle took him away.
That would actually make a lot more sense. especially since I was also going to point this out that I recently watched it. Someone points out that the Mimic is also not Glitch Trap and Burn Trap, because Burn Trap is literally William Afton, because William Afton's resurrected body and some of the pieces of his body, like the bones and his skull, still remained on the endoskeleton from the spring trap / spring Bonnie's scrap trap suit. So yeah, pretty much. But actually, the glitch trap virus, moving on to the Mimic, would actually make a lot more sense, considering that also the person that I recently watched said that the Mimic probably would have no knowledge of William Afton, and that, well, Glitch Trap wouldn't be the Mimic, even though that the Mimic AI software is in the game. But then again, Glitch Trap, William Afton's, the Spring Trap circuit boards were used. Animatronic circuit boards were used for the Help Wanted game, and so Spring Trap was also used. And Spring Trap contains the soul of William Afton. So, and William Afton creates an entity known as Glitch Trap. Even though the whole Mimic thing was brought up before the Ruin DLC even was released, it's almost like I gave up entirely on the story, the timeline of FNAF, because of people's many theories about the story, about the games, about the books, about everything. It's ridiculous, it's a mess, it's everywhere. But thankfully, some people have actually tried to make sense and do a more simpler conclusion, give a more grounded explanation, make it actually make sense. You get what I mean. And even though the Mimic is canon to the games, and its backstory might be canon, especially since the endoskeleton is trapped in a room with the entrance / exit blocked off with concrete, similar to the books. I mean, I would include the Mimic's backstory as canon, but for him being, he was created in the early 1980s, and it might be possible that he was around in the games ever since. But it's almost like similar to Chameleon from Mortal Kombat, not the female one, the male one, where he's been around ever since the first Mortal Kombat game, but he's never given a proper identity. So, yeah, I'm just not sure. And besides, the Mimic is clearly not William Afton / Burn Trap and Glitch Trap, because how can that be a thing? Sorry.
So at this point in the video, we reach around right track with So Ruin has 3 known endings currently, which is way nicer compared to the 6 endings of Security Breach. But each ending of Ruin is drastically different from each other, with there being the Brazil ending,
Now at Wawa, try a toasty, melty, delicious breakfast or night about.
I thought we would remotely similar is the fact that in the PNG image of the Mimic, it has its left arm raised the same way. Information it had available from the game files and personal logs of the development team.
parts over time, and can also shapeshift to mimic.
I heard the track. So we're just gonna completely the same, if not
Oh my
entirely
god.
the same, to be out in the first place. But this is also where it stops being a recap, as I opened my tangent about the Mimic 1 AI that was scanned into the game was broken and incomplete. Personal memories like those of the OG into each new Mimic when they created the mass-produced line anyway. First things this incomplete Mimic would have been exposed to upon integration with the VR game would have been the character profiles, and the first things this incomplete Mimic would have been exposed to upon neurons. This Mimic then assimilated all that information it had available from the game files and personal logs of the development team into itself, and potentially reached the conclusion, somehow, that it must be William Afton.
I always.
In the storage room through it, immediately came to a more fragmented Mimic AI believing itself to be someone it isn't because of an abundance of information it has on that person being the first thing readily available is not that unbelievable. Also, I feel I should bring up again another point from my last video. Glitchtrap was active long before the Pizzaplex's construction began and the reactivation being constructed. Any information of Afton before that point, if it really did get constructed. So there's really no way for the OG Mimic to have received any information of Afton before that point if it
Right.
really did witness the missing
Because
children's
now I was
incident,
thinking
and
that
that's
as well.
where its hiding and luring ML comes from, as many people believe, which, if you recall from my explaining the backstory of the Mimic in the last video, is not.
Thank you.
The fan wiki even says that the OG Mimic somehow found Scrap Trap and decided to put on his corpse and body, which...
No, that just sounds weird and oddly confusing and not as direct. It's... what the fuck?
A human skull makes sense for Dill her off must be Afton in some shape or form because they're all... It doesn't make any Mimic. Because it was all no ghost behavior and it's true either. I've learned that I really pray on the baited. And just on the base coding. That's the OG.
Yeah. So... and besides the Mimic, William Afton wouldn't even know about the Mimic. Especially since, I'm guessing since, in the VR game, maybe William Afton's soul was, connected to the oh yeah, circuit boards in some way, with his soul still being in Springtrap, vessel, I guess. And so he probably had memories, and so when he realizes that he was trapped in hell, he decides to try to make an escape, to manipulate someone to do his dirty work, to resurrect him later on. And so Vanessa comes in. And I think with the glitch trap virus being moved on to the Mimic and the Pizzaplex during the Ruin DLC makes a lot more sense. And considering where we are now, especially with the story, it probably wouldn't matter about the whole sci-fi thing and Help Wanted with Vanessa being manipulated by a glitch trap. And besides, I think it's rather interesting, but then again, Vanessa was / Fanny was shafted in the actual security breach game, so I wouldn't blame people for saying that Fanny would have been her own character to be a fangirl of William Afton's murders, which actually would have made more sense instead of William Afton having a henchwoman like his daughter and then some just random VR tester to eventual security guard for the Pizzaplex. But then again, it probably doesn't matter anyways. It's fine. It's whatever. It is what it is, and I'm just gonna stick with it as it is. It's not supposed to be important, but then again, if a more simpler story and more grounded, not sci-fi-y story would be like what people would have instead of what we got, then honestly, it would have been way much better. But then again, it doesn't really matter anyways. It's fine. It is what it is, and I'm okay with the story as it is. Alright? Good.